Greetings, Fright fans, and welcome into day 5 of our Halloween countdown. Our Wheels of Death countdown keeps rolling here in the lab. That's right, we're having a good time with this one. Yesterday we looked at the film Road Games. That's right, with Jamie Lee Curtis, Stacy Keach. Today we're going to look at something else. So let's reach in here, get them all mixed up, and this is our winner. Today we're going to look at a classic of the genre. This might be the oldest entry in our countdown. This is actually a TV entry. It's an episode of the Twilight Zone called You Drive. This episode of the Twilight Zone aired in season 5, episode 14 on January 3rd, 1964. You Drive tells the story of Oliver Pope, played by Edward Andrews, a nervous office manager who, while driving home one evening, is distracted by his thoughts and hits a paperboy delivering papers on his bicycle. Oliver initially stops, but then jumps back into his car and drives off without offering assistance to the boy, who we later learn dies from his injuries. Oliver tries to keep it quiet and get away with the hit and run, not informing his wife of the incident. A co-worker of his is wrongly accused of the crime, and Oliver allows it to be pinned on him, hoping to get away scot-free. But the car itself has other ideas. It begins to take on a life of its own, honking its horn, flashing its lights randomly, playing the news report of the boy's death on the radio, and even stalling at the very scene of the crime while his wife is driving to the store one day. Eventually, Oliver decides to return to work and decides to walk, not wanting to drive the erratically behaving vehicle. The car starts on its own and drives down the street, following him like a four-wheeled metallic conscience. I won't reveal the ending, but it's a good one. The car looks particularly creepy cruising down the road with no driver. You Drive was written by Earl Hamner Jr., who wrote 8 episodes for the Twilight Zone, including my all-time favorite episode, The Hunt. You Drive was directed by John Brom, who directed The Mad Magician with Vincent Price. Definitely a good one. All right, so the Twilight Zone, You Drive. You know, I love the Twilight Zone. It's probably the greatest anthology, TV anthology series of all time. You know, it's not strict horror. There are horror anthology series, but some of the episodes work. It's definitely Twilight Zone is definitely horror, science fiction, drama, mystery. You know, it's kind of crosses a lot of genres, but there are definitely some spooky episodes. This one here was written by Earl Hamner Jr., who is one of those writers who contributed multiple episodes, wrote my favorite episode, as I mentioned, The Hunt. And, you know, it just doesn't get any better than Twilight Zone. So, I'm just going to have to go ahead and give this a full 5 skulls. You know, for my birthday this year, I finally broke down and I bought myself a birthday present. I got the Blu-ray collection of the Twilight Zone. I didn't own it. I didn't actually own it. And hey, when you want to watch some Twilight Zone, you want to watch some Twilight Zone. Am I right? I mean, you got to have it. It's been taken off all the streaming services for forever. It used to be on Netflix and Hulu, and nope, it's been taken off everywhere except Paramount now. If you don't have Paramount, then you can't watch Twilight Zone if you don't own it. Don't want to have to wait around till 4th of July to watch one of those marathons, or New Year's. It used to be on, and have you noticed the last couple of years it hadn't come on all the holidays like it used to. So yeah, it's good to own. All right, so the Twilight Zone, You Drive is today's entry. Have you guys seen this one? Great episode. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and be sure to join me back here tomorrow. We'll keep this countdown rolling. Until then, stay mad.